So before we start today's fancast, I've got some subscriber-submitted fancasts of your own to share, guys. American Rebel chose his picks for a live-action Atlantis fancast after watching my video on the subject. In his own words, he wants Cypher from Fast 8 to play Helga. Well, American Rebel, Cypher from Fast 8 is Charlize Theron, who I cast as Helga in the video you commented on. So there's that. Everywhere at the same time just wanted me to know that my fan casting for Esmeralda in The Hunchback of Notre Dame is horrible because she has green eyes, which I'm terribly sorry is not the first thing I look for when I'm fan casting. Kevin Ford wants Beyonce, Alicia Keys, Lizzo and Rihanna to play the muses in Hercules. I'm pretty sure there's meant to be 5 of them, but I understand that you only cast 4 because if you got those 4, you wouldn't have budget for the rest of the film. Finally, and let me just read out his name first here, Ladies Man 217 Sun Luk Dong wants a live-action version of WALL-E featuring Dylan O'Brien, Margot Robbie, John Hamm, Jack Black, Terry Crews, CM Punk, and more in a large number of roles he's casted, and that's a fascinating one, I've got to say, because it's kind of hard to cast the robots in WALL-E with the way they talk, but he's gone into detail there, so thank you very much for that. Leave more fun castings of your own in the comments this week and I'll read them out next week. Ooh, what are we doing today? I'm glad you asked, folks. We've got a little fan cast for you. I've gone through a lot of the Disney kind of animated classics, okay? The ones that actual Disney Animation Studios has made, the proper ones. But we haven't gone for Tarzan until now, and that's because at first glance, though I'd never watched it, I was fairly happy with the idea of Alexander Skarsgård and Margot Robbie in The Legend of Tarzan, and I thought, well, I don't need to cast the Disney version anytime soon, but I was wrong, guys. I watched it recently. I was wrong. Legend of Tarzan's not good. That was bad. It was bad. I did not like it. So I decided I'd just fan cast it myself and do the proper Disney version with all those characters, okay? So let's get down to it. I think, in my mind, this is one of those roles where you almost certainly go for an unknown actor to play Tarzan if they made a live-action version of this, okay? It just seems like they'd want somebody new, fresh-faced, so that it's not, oh, it's, you know, Chris Pratt. Oh, look, it's the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy playing Tarzan. It just doesn't feel right for this kind of man-ape, you know, role. You need someone different. But if I was going to cast somebody already known, in my mind, Sam Claflin is the man. Interesting choice, I know. I was dubious about it when I first thought of it, but he's got the kind of slightly introverted intelligence to him that Tarzan kind of needs something like that. He's got that sense of powerful, reserved character. It's very difficult to explain exactly what Tarzan needs, but in my mind, that's it. Next, Jane Porter, what a girl. She came from England to the jungle with her father to do research on, I don't know, something about apes. It's very vague, it doesn't really matter. She's British and very comedic, actually, and she's just great. I love Jane Porter, so I can't resist, but casting a very fitting actress who I also love for this role, it's got to be Emilia Clarke, isn't it? Yes. She has starred with Sam Claflin before. I'm only realising this now. I just thought about it. They were the stars of Me Before You, and to be fair, that was a very romantic film, a great film, where they had a huge amount of chemistry together, so perfect. Also, if you want to bash these castings so far, just remember that at least I've got a pair of English actors to play these roles instead of a bloody Swedish-Australian combo. God, Legend of Tarzan was garbage. Next, Professor Porter is an interesting role. You'd almost want somebody much more bumbling than I've casted, maybe, for the original, but I think if they did a live-action version, you need a proper kind of professory English type, okay? And who is the pinnacle of high-class Britishness? It's Michael Caine. It's Michael Caine. You know it is, guys. He's also so good in the fatherly role, kind of giving Jane advice on how to seduce her monkey man. Next. On the other side of the parent thing, you've got Kala. She's Tarzan's ape mother, and we won't really bother going into detail about Tarzan's actual parents because they die real quick. I couldn't resist in this one. I know I've been casting English people so far, but Kala was played by Glenn Close, who is American, in the original, and I just wanted to cast somebody who I thought would fit that role that she created, as opposed to casting somebody British. She's an ape anyway, why does it matter how she talks? I'm going to cast Sandra Bullock in this role. Think she's a bit young? Well, let me tell you, Glenn Close was 53, I think, when she played the role. Sandra Bullock's 55. Would you believe it? I know, right? She's so good in that kind of motherly role, and she has been for so long, since, like, The Blind Side. That's over a decade ago now. She's been nailing that. And she'd continue to. Next, Turk and Tantor are Tarzan's best friends in the jungle. Turk is a female gorilla, Tantor a male elephant. The original cast had Rosie O'Donnell and Wayne Knight, a couple of great voice actors. So again, Americans have been tempting me. For Turk, I did give in to it because there's only one person I want. It's the funniest woman in the world. I want Kate McKinnon playing this role, okay? She's so fantastic. She's got such a great, unique voice. And I think it would fit Turk so perfectly. That'd be fantastic. For Tantor, I was able to just calm myself down and go back to English side to things because Tantor's such a classic, bumbling kind of character. It's so easy to make him English. I don't know why they needed Wayne Knight in the original. I think for Tantor I want Domhnall Gleeson. Why? Because About Time is just such a phenomenal film and he is such a classic bumbling English guy in that. He's perfect for it, and I think that's much more what Tantor should be. That kind of bumbling British character. That's just my opinion. I also kind of realised thinking about that Rachel McAdams, damn, if I was casting an American for Jane, I'd freaking cast Rachel McAdams, guys. I love her. But I didn't. Next, now Kerchak, is the leader of the gorilla pack, and he hits Tarzan. He hits Tarzan. He's real mean to him throughout the whole film, but he's also kind of good guy. He's kind of shown at the very end to be a good guy, but Tarzan's scared of him the whole film, and everyone's scared of him the whole film, and they kind of should be because he's terrifying. To cast somebody for that kind of role, I mean, you need somebody with one of the most intimidating voices in the world. It's Liam Neeson. Yes, it's Liam Neeson. Okay, obviously it's Liam Neeson. He's got one of the most deep, awesome power voices ever. You know, he's played characters like Zeus. He played that monster in the Monster Calls, had that just, you know, it's such a good voice. And yes, I'm kind of biased because he's from Northern Ireland, where I'm from. But still, great voice, great voice. Next, finally Clayton. William Clayton? Is that right? He just gets called Clayton so much that I just kind of forget. He's the one guiding the porters through the jungles, and he's willing, if he needs to get down and dirty and dangerous. Or if he wants to, or just if any vague opportunity presents itself. He's a violent guy, he's mean, he's the bad guy. Now, for this, I want somebody who could, as close as is possible, match up to Kerchak, you know, in just scariness and power, you know? I want somebody who feels dangerous. Obviously, Kerchak is a giant gorilla, okay? But as far as a man can look like he could match up to a gorilla, I want that, okay? So I want Josh Brolin. Oh my god, do I want Josh Brolin. Not only is he so intimidating and awesome as Thanos, okay? But also just as himself, looking like, well, basically like himself. He's so intimidating as Cable. He's just got it, you know? Whatever Liam Neeson's got, he's got that. Now, obviously, having the experience of playing a big CGI guy like Thanos, he could easily play Kerchak. But I kind of wanted it this way around. Anyway, that's all for this fan cast. Let me know what you guys want in terms of, you know, you can throw down more fan castings of your own, but also what other fan casts for movies you'd like to see me do. I have got a series of requests. Thank you very much for that. And I'll read some of them out here and you guys can just let me know which one you'd like to see next week. I've got a Wizard of Oz reboot, Roald Dahl films, just in general, Ratatouille, The Secret of Nim, or DreamWorks version of Sinbad. Great movie. Let me know what you guys want in the comments and I will try to get to work for it for next week.